Hi, it's Shaped by Kate, and today we're going to shape up our spine by increasing its flexibility and its strength. So to start warming up our spinal joints, let's start in a tabletop. And just starting with our most simple spinal flow, let's head into cat-cows. So inhale, find your cow first. Stay here for your exhale. As you exhale, I want you to physically feel your chest move through your shoulder joints. Tailbone and crown of the head point towards the ceiling. On your exhale, tailbone leads the movement. Point it down. The rest of your vertebrae follow. Point your crown of the head towards the earth. Inhale, press the middle of your spine towards the ceiling. Let your head hang from your shoulders. Good. Inhale. Find a cow pose again. This time find your own pace. Move back and forth. Good. After this last round, find tabletop position. All right, from neutral tabletop, let's take our right hand, thread it underneath our left arm, and just place it next to where your bra strap would be or your lat muscles. On your inhale, we're going to open up to the right side, right shoulder to the right ceiling. And exhale, you're going to twist, bring your right shoulder towards your left elbow. Good. Inhale in again. Exhale, twist. This takes out any extra twist that we may do with our arm. So this is just our spine, upper spine flexibility doing the work. Good. Last time opening up. And then set your right hand down on the ground. Switch to the left hand. Wrap it across your chest. Grab hold of where that lat muscle is. Inhale, open up. Exhale, left shoulder to now the right elbow or right bicep. Try to keep those hips square towards the earth. See how far you can open and close this twist. Good. Open up to the left side one more time and then place that left hand on the ground. Let's curl the toes under, maybe walk our knees back 1 or 2 steps. Slide your palms forward. Open up your heart towards the earth. Point your crown of the head towards maybe the front of your mat. And point your tailbone towards the sky. Now some of you may have your head and your elbows lifted. If your spine feels super warm today, your elbows may even come on the ground or even your forehead, just as long as that forehead's not kinking down. All right, bring awareness to that tailbone. On your exhale, we're going to dip the tailbone down. As you do so, it's going to pull your hands back. I want you to let it pull your hands back about halfway along your mat. And then you're going to round your shoulders, sweep that round shoulders forward. Find a modified plank, flip to the tops of your feet. And then inhale, open up your chest towards the front of your mat. Find a modified upward facing dog. Inhale, pull your belly button towards your nose. Exhale, curl the toes under. Sweep the hips back, slide your hands back forward. Open up the chest towards the mat to find puppy pose again. Good, let's do that 3 more times, this time a little bit quicker. So exhale, find that spinal flow up to your upward facing dog. Make sure you're coming back to that puppy pose rather than a child's pose. Good, last time. Once you find an upward facing dog, let's just shoot back to our downward facing dog. So press the hips up, curl the toes under, make your way to your downward facing dog. Good, sway your hips side to side if you need. Good, then walk your feet up to your forward fold. Let that head and heart hang heavy, round the shoulders. And this one too, on your inhale, I almost want you to think of hiking your shoulders to your ears, and then you try to pull your head away from your ears. Exhale, press your belly towards your thighs. If you need a little assistance, maybe even bring your hands behind your calves. Gently pull your body forward, round the spine. Good, release the hands. I want you to find your slowest form of a fold to a half lift. So think about that tailbone, point it towards your back wall. Start to inhale, flatten out your back, flatten out each vertebrae. You may even, while you do this, be able to touch the floor or touch your ankles, or maybe some of you are more at your thighs. Either way, find that flat back as if you were in a tabletop pose. Good, and let's come back down. So exhale, round at the shoulders, press belly to thighs. Good, plant your hands, step out into a plank pose. And from your plank, typically we usually do a chaturanga to an upward facing dog. This time I just want you to flip to the tops of your feet. Inhale, open up your shoulders, just bend in the upper spine. Find your upward facing dog. Good, exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Good, shift forward into your plank pose. This time, shift all the way forward. Find a chaturanga to the earth. Inhale to a cobra pose. Nice strong cobra from the spine, so maybe even lift your hands away from the earth. Okay, take an exhale. And then on your inhale, slide your forearms forward. Drop your elbows underneath your shoulder joints. Roll the shoulders back, find a Sphinx pose. Good, chin can be level towards the earth, or if it feels nice, you can bring your chin up towards the ceiling. Take an exhale, come back down to the earth. Plant your palms on the ground. And then let's keep the elbows tucked in, curl the toes under. Squeeze the inner thighs together, squeeze the elbows together, and on your exhale, let's find a plank pose. Good, shift back into downward facing dog. From your down dog, we're going to do another spinal flow. So lift your heels high, lift your tailbone high. We're going to, from down dog, shift into our chaturanga to upward facing dog. So from down dog, bend your elbows, sweep your nose towards the floor and forward towards the front of your mat. Find chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Good. Exhale, press the hips back. Find downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Try to do it as slow as possible. I'll do this one more time and then show the modification. So exhale to inhale. Exhale back. Good. If that is a lot for your elbows, if you're feeling any pinching, maybe after 1 or 2 times, you can start from a child's pose. Come forward, belly comes to the ground, and then you can find a high cobra or upward facing dog. Good. Let's take a break from our wrist. Walk your feet forward to your forward fold. Let your head and shoulders release. And then if you need a little extra release in the shoulders, just place your hands on top of your lower spine. Good. Let your arms drop by your side. Drop in front of you. Good. Let's plant our hands a step back into our tabletop pose. We're going to do one more exercise before we head into that full spinal flow. So on our inhale from tabletop pose, we're going to just squeeze the shoulder blades together. As you do so, your chest is going to press forward, but your hips and arms are going to stay still. Exhale, protract them. Pull them as far apart as you're able. Good. Inhale in again. Squeeze them together. And exhale. If your wrists tend not to hurt when you put a lot of weight on them, you could also do this in a plank pose. You don't have to though. Just working through that rotator cuff flexibility along with our upper spine flexibility. Good. Sit back in a child's pose for a moment. Reach your arms behind, fully set those forearms down on the earth. Feel that deep roundness in your spine in this child's pose. If you're not quite feeling that roundness, maybe even tuck the chin a little bit and hug your arms into your knees. Think about drawing that tailbone down towards your heels. Good, then when you're ready, make your way back to our downward facing dog. We're going to do that same chaturanga to upward facing dog and then reverse it. So inhale, lift the heels high. Exhale, press the elbows back. Dive that nose down and forward. Flip to the tops of your feet, upward facing dog. Good, same thing but backwards. So exhale, lift the hips, curl the toes under, find your chaturanga, and press back into downward facing dog. If you're a little sore like me, that might feel a little bit sloppy. So you can find that pose from your knees. I'll show it here next time. So for those who are on your knees, find that child's pose. Inhale, shoot your nose and forehead forward. Find your cobra, upward facing dog. And then from upward facing dog to down dog, we do the same thing but just on our knees. Like so. Good, great job. Go ahead and come down onto your heels in a hero pose. Roll out the wrist. And then go ahead and find a comfortable seated position. Good. In your seated pose, we're just going to do our cow facing arms. So let's extend, I'll mirror you, the left arm up to the sky. And then reach that right hand around to your lower spine, back hand faces away. And I want you just to crawl that hand up to your left shoulder blade. Then that left arm is going to reach down. And you're going to try to reach for the fingertips. Pull the elbows apart. Really to tell if you have great upper spine flexibility, you should have about a palm's length away from your fingertips. So if you can grab on, that's super extra and that's super awesome for your spine. Gotta take an inhale to exhale. Feel that deep internal rotation in that right shoulder and that external rotation in your left shoulder. Gotta extend both arms and release down. Roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale, raise the right arm to the sky. Exhale, sweep your left hand around. Place that back hand on your lower spine. Crawl your back hand up to your right shoulder blade. Inhale, extend these right fingers a little bit more, and then reach down towards your hand. Watch if those elbows sort of creep in. Open them up. Open up your chest. Inhale to exhale. And if you're wanting to touch the fingers, rather than thinking about reaching for them, just think about hugging those shoulders in and squeezing them together. Okay, go ahead and release. Roll the shoulders back and roll the shoulders forward. Good, go ahead and roll on to your backs. Now that we're on our spines, just bring awareness to the ability your spine does for you throughout your day-to-day life. And I could list off a bunch of things, but that may look different for all of us. Just think about maybe in this practice what your spine was able to do for you, what it's able to do for you at work or at home, and send that gratitude. Find any comfortable position on your back. Notice how a few of the vertebrae are sort of floating away from the earth. Inhale to exhale to sink those vertebrae that are touching the ground into your yoga mat. Take an inhale to exhale and fall into Savasana. Take an inhale breath in. Exhale out. Adjust from your still pose. Go ahead and bend the knees. And since today was about our spine, let's just go ahead and exhale, stay on our spine for this last pose. Try to almost press all the vertebrae into the mat since our knees are tucked in. And then gently roll up to your seated position. Bring hands to heart center once you get there. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.